We will start laying our shingles at this hip line. When starting at a hip line, chalk a line right in the middle of the hip. You will mark, cut, and install the shingles a ½ inch from this line. As we said in the introduction, unlike a composition roof, aluminum Permalock shingles are made to be installed from left to right only. Whenever you start on a hip, you will want to cut your first shingle as small as possible while still retaining that nail tab. Slide it into the Z-lock of the starter strip and mark the first shingle a ½ inch short of your chalk line, then cut it to size. This shingle locks into the Z-lock of the drip edge. Lightly tap the shingle into the Z-lock to make sure that it's tight. Secure the shingle by placing an aluminum nail in the nail tab. Now, there are very few exceptions to nailing a shingle in any other place than the nail tab, and this hip is one of those exceptions. Place a nail in the bottom left-hand corner of the hip as close to the edge of the shingle as possible. Secure the next shingle into place by locking this shingle into the previous shingle as well as into the Z-lock of the drip edge. Tap it into place and snug it up before nailing it into place. Each shingle has a half mark, which is very important in maintaining the shingle pattern. Moving up the hip line, we will set the shingle at the half mark as shown. Remember to mark the shingle a ½ inch short of the chalk line and then cut it. Make sure this shingle is exactly on the half mark before you snug it up and nail it into place, double nailing as you have before. Follow this process that we just described, while remembering to keep each shingle aligned with the half marks. Be sure to snug each shingle into place before nailing. Now, this extra nail on the hip line, on the hip shingle, you don't need to worry about that being shown because there'll be a hip and ridge cap that will go over that later after we've finished both sides of the hip. Usually, there's just one nail per shingle.